Hello everyone, welcome back to Alisa Lifestyle Vlog. I am so excited today because I don't have just one but three guests in my vlog. And the most exciting part is we will be discussing two different visas. One J1 visa and another is H1b. I'm sure many of you are interested to know what's the difference of these two visas, which is better, and how long the process for each. So without further delay, I will let the teachers introduce themselves. Let's start with Duan.
Good morning po, Miss Alisa. Good evening po sa lahat na nasa Amerika at good morning sa Philippines. I am Duan A. Galicia. I am from the Philippines, particularly in Butuan City in Mindanao. I graduated with a degree of Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Social Studies, and with 33 earned units only in Master of Arts in Educational Management. Currently, I'm teaching now in Colorado, USA. I'm handling middle school students. I'm teaching two subjects, science and social studies. And my visa sponsor is Green Heart Exchange.
Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I'm Louis John Doctolero. I'm from Cavite, Philippines, and I'm a graduate of secondary education major in speech and theater arts from Philippine Normal University. Currently, I'm teaching um, 10th grade English for a school here in North Carolina.
Yeah, so good morning, Philippines. Good evening here in the US. We are here in North Carolina. My name is Jovi Alim. Tapos I graduated Bachelor in Secondary Education specializing in English, and I am teaching 5th grade. I'm a reading teacher in the middle school, 5th grade. And
Oh,
then the sponsor is our school.
yes, H1B, walang program sponsor. Direct ka sa school. All right. I know that all of you here were direct hired, right? So, and I'm very curious later about H1B direct hired. But let's start first with J1 visa. So, Duan, can you tell us your direct hiring experience through J1 visa? How did you start applying and how did you find your school? Was it how's the process?
It's a very long process, Miss Alisa. You know what? When you are applying directly to schools, you will receive many rejections, like unfortunately messages every night. Like I always cried because what's wrong with my resume, with my letter of intent? What's wrong with my degree? Is it not like um hindi ba demanding yung subject ko kasi social studies talaga ako, Miss
Mhm.
Alisa. Many said that my major is not in demand in the US. So I did not give up. I started applying in the US last January 2023. I can remember that. So my friends encouraged me to apply directly because they told me when I will apply to to the third party agency, you need to spend a lot of money. So I don't have that money. I'm not that rich. Well, I'm in the Philippines that time. Puno ako sa utang. Practically speaking, when you are teaching in DepEd, yun,
Yes.
master teacher 5,000 lang net pay mo. So ano yung means ko para makapagturo sa US? So I started like I saw your vlogs, Miss Elisa, through YouTube. So yun, nag-search ako like what's the process and how to apply directly to schools. Then my friends told me also like these are the ways how to apply directly to schools. You need to have to apply directly to schools, and you need to apply also to the visa sponsors, free visa sponsors. So I did that. So I started complying my requirements January 8th. Kompleto na yun. So it took me a month to complete all the documents that I have. Kasi ayaw ko, hindi ko gusto yung mag-apply ako na tige-tige. Tapos gusto ko, when
Yes.
I apply, dapat kompleto na yung documents ko. So yun ginawa ko. 1 month ako nag-prepare, Miss Elisa. I got my FCE. I requested my recommendation letters from my principals, supervisors, and colleagues. And lahat, na-kompleto ko yun within a month. So January 8th, yun, Miss Elisa, I started applying directly and I got hired. And I had my first principal interview July 21, 2023. So imagine how many months yung
Yeah.
nag-apply ko. Like, I almost gave up because it took me 6 months, almost 6 months, applying directly. And my friends, nandito na sa US. Ako
Yeah.
na lang yung nasa Philippines ko. Ano ba
Pressure
yung
is
problema?
real.
Yes, even if you're not competing, but the pressure is on you. So what's wrong with you? So what I did is I fixed my resume, my letter of intent, and I requested another recommendation letters because I need to like ipaset ipastate ko talaga yung mga skills ko,
Mm.
my subjects that I taught in the Philippines, ano yung grade level. So yun, Miss Alisa, first interview ko July 21, principal interview ko yun. July 23, I got my job offer in Colorado, USA po. The process is not that easy. Kung soft-hearted ka, you will easily give up because for 6 months applying, you will get many rejections every night. And you know what, Miss Elisa, I always like sent applications every night, 10 schools or 10 districts, school
Mhm.
districts every night. So isang district lang, it will take you an hour, right? So
Yes.
yun,
Or more.
more than 2 hours. So yung first month ko nag-apply, Miss Alisa, like, oh my God, draining talaga. Kasi you need to submit all the applications. And remember, there are 50 states in the US.
Yes.
Imposible walang kukuha na school
Yes.
sa'yo. Yun talaga yung tumatak sa isip ko. And that's it. I got my job offer in Colorado. And I applied directly to Colorado Middle School.
Mhm.
And I'm thankful because that school is connected to the IAG, which is nag-apply lang ako, Elisa. Then IAG is connected to Green Heart also. So that's it. And the visa, it will take you 2 months, almost 2 months to get your visa. So yun, 1 month na ako dito sa Colorado po. And it's worth because I had my first salary last week.
Yay!
Bongga. Yun, mapapawi yung pagod mo. Kahit mentally draining yung experience
Yeah,
dito, the salary, napaka-iba sa Philippines.
I
Yun.
know. Thank you so much, Dawn. Wow. I like the way you explain, very clear, and then yes, hands down ako sa'yo. I will really be honest upfront na hindi ito madali. Okay? I was able to have social studies teachers, but it really took so long before they get a job because compared sa English majors, math, and science, and elementary, and SPED, mas madali yun kasi all schools
Mm-mm.
have these positions, di ba, na available. But ang social studies is hahanapin mo talaga, and you know, your attitude will bring you more success in the future. Yeah, it was very clear. I will ask you more questions later, but before we move forward, I want to know also the difference between J1 and H1b process. So I have here our two guests. Thank you so much for joining. So today I want you to discuss your experience also applying through direct with H1b visa naman.
Sa akin naman, ma'am, it took me a year for me to land an opportunity. I resigned in 2021, started applying in 2021, and then I only landed a job in 2022. So same siguro with the struggles of like social studies teachers. My course, my major, although I'm a secondary ed teacher, but my majorship is speech and theater art. So but my experience is English. So I think it's a big thing for like a lot of schools in the States that it has to be aligned with the degree that you actually took in college. So alignment was my issue back then. Also had tried a lot of agencies, and also was rejected a lot of times because of that alignment issues, and then also visa issues. um, but what I did was because I'm also not like capable of like paying hundreds of thousands of pesos for agencies. So what I did was I tried searching for schools and districts designated to release an H1B visa. So what I did was I just did the Google search. So I looked for these districts. When I found one, what I did is literally go to the district and find the schools under them. And then I started like going through the school's websites and looking for career opportunities. When I find one, I submit my application, my resume, and everything. It was a good thing for me though that I already have an FCE at that time because I've been applying for a year already. And when I came across one school, I sent them an email, sent them my resume, my FCE, and I was fortunate to land an interview with the principal. But it took me like four interviews before they actually said that they're going to give me an offer. And I was surprised because we still did not know each other back then. I was surprised that they're offering an H1b visa. So when they told me that it's an H1b visa, they started connecting me with their lawyers. And then the lawyers communicated with me. And to cut the long story short, because I don't know the line of questioning, Miss Elisa, baka
Yes.
matatouch
Sure.
natin later on some of the questions. But to cut the long story short, the lawyers connected with us until we obtain all the all the
Until we got
necessary
here.
documents, and for us to be able to book an interview through the embassy. So until we get here, ayun. So ganun yung process basically. If you want to add more.
Yeah, so in my case, like I've been like receiving invitations from my friends and classmates who are already in the US. But then wala pa ko ato. But then my daughter, my third daughter, already have five kids. My third one died last March, so last year, because of severe dengue. So that really was like it's pivotal moment in our lives. So, like in March, nawala siya. So, pagka April, ano pa ako, nagluluksa. Pagka May, June, dun ko na ano na, I don't wanna stay here. I needed to go somewhere na hindi ko ma-recall yung mga ano ba. So, I've decided to like do job hunting. So, yun, napunta ako sa Indeed. Doon ko nakita, nag-send lang ako ng mga applications. Wala pa akong FCE nun. Tapos send lang. Though may mga rejections, I applied in Arizona, I had 2 interviews in Arizona, but then it was those were charter schools. I got hired, but then may mga ano na, hindi na pala pwede. So move on. So yun, napunta ako sa school na ito. Hindi ko na-expect din na H1b. Then so I underwent 4 interviews just like Sir Louis. So hindi pa kami magkakilala noon. Hindi talaga kami magkakilala. Parang nung sa proseso na ng yung visa, yung embassy interview, naghanap ng mga doon kami nakita-kita sa isang Facebook group. Nag-anonymous pa kami. Tapos nag-connect kaming tatlo. Actually, tatlo kami dito. Nasa isang school. So yun na, nag-start na yung namin journey together. So, yun talaga yung nangyari sa Indeed. Marami talaga dun, ma'am. Tapos, yun na, tuloy-tuloy. Nag-start siya like September na was my first interview. And then by October, another interview. And then November, by December, they gave me an offer. So yun na, pinaprocess na yung FCE. And then after that, in January, we were like given contracts already, like formal offer. And then in February, we got our petition, like we were like approved.
That February.
But But
in the long story short,
like that.
January was the contract. June 15 was the last paper that we
we're able to accomplish.
So it's more likely like around 8 to 10 months in time.
The process the good thing about us is that our school really like hired an immigration lawyer to take care of everything, and that specific lawyer was really very supportive.
Knowledgeable, yes.
Knowledgeable. So yun lang siguro yung pinaka sa journey namin.
Wow. Okay, ang swerte, no? Kasi sometimes teachers will ask me how to apply H1B. Like, can you determine? You cannot really. Like, you just need to go there and then, surprise, it's H1B. Parang ganun, di ba? So, yeah, my question lang ako because usually ang problem kasi kung H1B yung offer, sometimes before you can process the H1B or before the lawyer can process the H1B, kailangan mo na ng valid US teaching license. So in my case, since nasa US na ako, when I got my H1B, I don't have any problem. I have my active license, which is different naman sa J1. Kasi sa J1, you don't need the teaching license. Pagdating mo sa US right Don, you don't need to apply, have the teaching license while you're applying for the visa. But for H1B, I know for a fact that you need to have a teaching license. Now, my question is, did you also go through processing teaching license, like taking exams, submitting all of this and getting a teaching license, or you did an emergency teaching license with the support of your school? So ano yung nangyari? Ano yung process nyo?
Actually, we weren't required to acquire any licenses at all. We weren't asked to do any exams as well. I think it has something to do with the kind of school that hired us. Since we were hired by a charter school, charter
Oh,
schools is
yes,
operated
yes.
differently as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to like a public school. What's stated in our papers is that we are not being required to get a state license because
50%.
50% of their employees are already licensed.
Mm.
So therefore, anyone that they hired after the 50% license are not required to acquire any licenses at all. But I think may advantage kasi, ma'am, kapag ka may license ka, I think it has something to do with salary as also. But just so that medyo panghihinaan ng loob yung ibang viewers mo in terms of like, kailangan ko pa ba mag-acquire ng license?
Yes.
Kukuha pa ba ako ng exam and all? So, maybe the pay is not the same as public school, but you can target charter schools because they don't really require. They're being run separately, independently. Although they are publicly funded, pero yung rules nila is not the same as public. So there's a greater chance of you getting hired and going to the US with a charter school, I guess, but it depends on them.
Yes, thank you for clarifying that. That is really true. Charter school, public school, there are two kinds. Though meron pang Catholic school pero hindi siya masyadong marami, 'di ba, sa US. Yun, sa charter school hindi talaga required yung teaching license. So that is the reason you are so blessed. Kasi yun, I have helped teachers through H1B din. Of course, I help them with finding the job offer, but when they get their job offer, it's out of control na kung ano yung matanggap, J1 or H1B. And many of them, an H1B is, yung talaga nag-exam sila and then yung exam is praxis pa. So praxis is one of the hardest tests for teachers in the US. And parang 3 times na fail, pero grabe din talaga. So 1 year din ang inabot ng process nila. And aside from that, kahit na may H1B visa approved ka na, no? Kahit mapasa mo na yung visa interview, hindi kasi ganun lang din ka-easy yung H1B. After that, you still need to have another, ikakonquer mo na naman yung POLO and POEA, exit clearance, which is, I have received, I think, 2 na teachers na visa approved na sila sa H1B. May family pang dalahan na visa approved din kasi sinama. Ang POLO and POEA nila is inabot ng like tagal talaga, like 4 months, 5 months. I don't know why. So parang hindi na nakahintay yung school, dinrap yung offer. Then resign na, kasi nag-resign na lang sa DepEd kasi nga visa approved na eh. Parang feeling nila kung visa approved na, okay na. So nag-resign sa DepEd. Kawawa, as in, nag-message talaga. Parang, parang very down siya ba? But I told her, like, just keep going pa rin kasi every year naman nag-hire ang US. So in your case, nagka-problema ba kayo or what was your experience sa Polo and POEA?
That's true, ma'am. Yung polo medyo madugong proseso siya kasi um, it has something to do with the communication between our government kasi and the state's government. Number one that they have to consider is if yung school ba ay nakapag-hire na ng any H1B. in the past. Kasi
Mm.
if they are able to hire an H1B in the past, nag-exceed na sa 5 yung na-hire nila, kailangan na mag-go through an agency nung employee. So ako as an H1B, halimbawa, nakalima na yung school na tumanggap sa akin, kailangan ko na mag-hire ng agency to process my papers. So what we did, in our case kasi hindi pa sila nag-hire ng any H1B. So
Kami yung first.
we were really very fortunate. Kami yung first 3. So what we did is, actually, a lot of the communication sa Polo, si Joby talaga yung gumawa kasi nagre-rebtel siya. So tumatawag siya talaga sa US.
Repsel is the key.
I
Yeah,
know.
so
Talaga.
natawag siya sa Polo sa US to
Mm-mm.
inquire. Doon namin nalaman na wala pa silang na-hire na H1B. So, ang instruction na ginawa namin is, nag-communicate kami dun sa school. We're very fortunate that our school is very supportive. So, all documents that Polo required, they gave it to us. And it's as fast as lightning. So, like, if we email today the school, they're gonna give it to us tonight.
Yeah.
So, ganun sila kabilis mag-process ng papers. Kaya, ang swerte namin kasi hindi kami pinabayaan in terms of every document na kailangan namin. Ang dami kasi, ma'am, nung sa Polo, back-to-back pa nga yata na short bond paper yung listahan nila for
So,
you to
yung
comply.
requirements na yan is hindi yan sa US, ah. Sa
Yes.
Philippines
Sa
yan.
Philippines.
Siguro nga pagka hinayaan nila na lahat umalis,
I know.
syempre wala
Wala
nga namang
na.
matitira sa
That's true
Pilipinas.
din,
Diba?
yes.
So medyo mahirap talaga yung proseso. Siguro kung kailangan tatagan yung loob sa pag-iintay, kailangan talagang tatagan yung loob kasi ang haba talaga niya.
But
Okay.
in our case, it was
Yes.
just smooth sailing.
Yes.
Like,
So,
parang, ano lang talaga.
okay, grabe ha, kayo na. Sana all, di ba? Kasi yun,
Is.
yun din ang number 1. Dapat yung district na mag-hire ng H1B is knowledgeable sila and then willing talaga sila to support you all the way. All right, so for applicants na hire as H1B, this is something that you can share in advance with your employer because ayaw mo naman na sige, excited ka na H1B tapos hindi pala sila talaga 100% supportive na. So you need to tell them exactly na ganito yung waiting time. It can take you 1 year. Compared sa J1 visa na ang dali lang ng J1 visa actually, it's not really that long as long as ma-comply mo yung requirements ng visa sponsor. And then after visa approval ng J1, training lang or seminar lang sa CFO and then wala na. Okay na, bye Philippines na. Pero sa H1B, hindi. So, mas mataas pa yung process ng Polo and PUEA kaysa yung sa H1B itself, right? I think you were able to provide naman very important steps and I'm sure that our listeners, our viewers now were able to get the idea kung ano yung J1 and H1B process. So, okay, now let's talk about expenses. Kasi yun ang number 1 eh. May mga nagsasabi na wala talaga akong kapera-pera. Paano ba yan? Can I apply in the US? Parang ganun. So, 'di ba? Pwede ba mag-apply sa US kung walang kapera-pera talaga? Or ano bang kailangan nilang i-prepare o estimate amount? So, Duan, let's start with you as J1 teacher.
Okay po. Of course, kukuha ka ng FCE. So, FCE cost you $150 because may hack yun. Para, ano yun? Parang yung may mga tips na nakita ko sa mga Facebook ng mga grupo para makakuha ka ng cheapest price paying the FCE, dapat i-apply mo siya directly sa isang visa sponsor. Pero wala akong driver's license. Ay, yung driver's license ko,
Hindi mo na
bago lang.
kompleto.
So, yun. Pero, I submitted my FCE directly sa FACES. That's $150. It depends on the current yung exchange rate ng dollars to peso. Yun, ang ginamit ko, bonus ko po. My 13th month pay. Kahit wala nang handa sa November, I remember
Nakasave
that.
ka talaga. Nakasave ka.
Yes po.
Maraming nagsispend ng $300 for that.
Oh, so
Yes.
150 lang yun sa akin po, Miss Elisa. And after that, I got my NBI certification. That's 150 pesos only. And yun lang, pag-apply ko. Yun lang
So,
po, it's $150 and 200 or 150 pesos po.
Ang yung
Yun
visa
lang.
sponsor mo is IAG, which is known na hindi talaga nagpapabayad for applicants. Yes.
But, my International Alliance Group is, ano yan, parang sending partner organization siya, connected to 4 visa sponsors po, namely Intrax, CID, Green
Mhm.
Heart, and I forgot the other one po.
Mhm.
Yun, wala. Wala akong binayan kahit piso po. Wala.
They're very supportive. I have lots of teachers under them, and yes, so if you are under ang problema lang is dapat yung school mo is connected with them or they're working with them para
Yes.
libre. Okay,
To be
thank
honest, Miss Alyssa, when I
Mm.
applied directly to in the school na tinuturuan ko, I did not know that it is connected to IAG. Yun,
Yes.
nag-apply lang ako. Then, little did I know, when they messaged me that I have my job offer, and they told me, we are connected with IAG, and we saw that you are connected also to IAG. So, oh, okay, na-shock na lang ako. Okay, sige, kayo na
So
mag-process.
my website ng IAG wherein you can create your account para doesn't mean na you will get a job agad, but at parang you just create an account from them para if ever mahar ka ng okay na yung process mo. All right, thank you so much, Duan. So that's good to know. You really spend parang less lang talaga, 'di ba? Hindi umaabot ng 1,000,000 no or 500,000. So how about H1B? Gumastos ba kayo ng bonggang-bongga? Ano yung mga pinagastusan nyo hanggang makapunta kayo sa US?
In my case, Ma'am Alyssa, I only I spent 100 including the plane ticket because
Mhm.
we shouldered our plane ticket, and I have my H4, my husband,
Oh yeah.
so 100 also for him. Kasi may mga gastos pa doon sa POEA, meron pa yung mga medical, lahat-lahat na 100 including the plane tickets. So 100 for me and 100 for my husband.
Mm.
Siguro yun yung rough estimate for one person, 100,000. Pero it could be more, it could be less, depending siguro dun sa mga procedures pa ng iba. Kasi um, may iba pa, like with the medical, may iba pa minsan na hinihingi. So, depende rin dun sa mga cases na ganun. Pero siguro ano lang, to all your viewers, kung talagang tight with the budget, I think you have to target yung talagang wala ka talagang kailangan gastusin, like going
Yeah.
for a J1. But later on naman, I'm sure mapag-uusapan ano yung pros and cons of J1 and H1B. Pero kapag ka mag-H1B ka kasi, I think medyo kailangan mo talagang i-prepare yung bulsa mo for the expenses kasi I wouldn't say na wala kasi kahit wala from the US end kasi kami naman wala kaming ginastos with anything that has something to do with our visa. So
Yes.
basta galing sa US, like processing from the US,
Petition.
from here,
The
yung mga
lawyer's
petition, mga
fee, you didn't
NCA,
pay the lawyer.
wala kaming
Yes.
binayaran kahit ano doon. So lahat lang ng from our end, like
Yes.
POEA, visa interview, reciprocation fee. So yun yung mga kailangan mong i-prepare. So I don't think masasabi natin na for H1B zero expenses talaga. Not unless willing yung employer mo i-shoulder lahat, like i-reimburse nila lahat for you. But it didn't happen with us. So roughly siguro around 100,000 more or less.
Kasi ang pinakamalaki talaga doon, Ma'am Alyssa, is yung pag mag-visa interview na, di ba? You need to like schedule an appointment. So you need to pay
11,000.
11,000 for one person. So sa akin, dalawa. Dahil yun,
11,000 na ba
pagka
ngayon?
Yes, for
It's 8,000.
H1B, for H1B.
11,890 bago lang po ako nakabook. Yes, the other day for my kid. Then, pag embassy interview, if you pass the interview, then you need to pay the recipe fee, which is 27,000 per person.
Per person.
Yes.
So, malaki
Malaki siya.
May mga fees talaga din. But at least, 'di ba? So, H1B. So, ang maganda kasi sa H1B, I've been talking about this is you don't have the 2 years home residency requirement, meaning you can really stay in the US. But hindi din yan madali, okay? Because of course, you need to, ang sa US kasi, hindi pa katulad sa Canada and Australia, yung you can self-petition. So, in the US, if in order for you to change your visa to green card, you need to have an employer to petition you in your behalf. Pero kung okay naman yung employer mo and willing naman sa to support, why not, 'di ba? So maganda. Pero hindi siya automatic na you can. Pero at the end of the day, at least walang 2 years home residency. So, but meron ding disadvantage ang H1B sa mga married. I'm sure you're aware na, no, 'di ba? So, yung married na H1B, hindi makaka-work yung H4 nila. They can open a bank or go to school, which is expensive naman din. So, hindi pwede mag-work. Hindi ka makakuha ng work authorization. So, yun ang medyo tight. Mayroon akong teacher na nagbasa sa akin na H1B siya. Miss, can I change my H1B to J1? Parang natawa ako kasi, di ba, maraming teacher gusto mag J1 to H1B. Gusto niya mag H1B to J1. I told her, it's not possible, okay? But I know you're in a tight spot financially, pero just, hold on lang talaga kasi hindi naman yan na magtatagal. And it's just a matter of management. At the end of the day, kahit anong sweldo mo, management pa din. Kaya yung mga H1B na may mga husband, kung medyo tight ngayon, that's okay. Stage lang yan or phase lang yan. And then, if mag-green card naman is both of you can work. All right? So, but now, let's move on since we already talked about important process. Let's talk about the support you receive when you arrive in the US. Like, how did you find your place to stay? Like, mahirap ba? How was the adjustment? And how was your first experience in the classroom? All right, Duan.
Okay. I'm very thankful and blessed because IAG and my school supported me all the way when I came here. Like when I arrived in the airport in Colorado, they really
Wait first.
yung
Wait a
bahay
minute,
ko
Duan,
na
ha?
tinitirhan ko dito is Filipino family also.
Okay, nag-freeze siya kanina. Can you say it
Yes
again?
po.
Sorry, nag-freeze siya kanina.
Okay po. Ah, okay. I'm so blessed po kasi yung school ko at saka yung IAG, my sending partner organization, catch me uh,
Nag-freeze talaga siya. Anyway, it's
parang hindi ako na-homesick. What? Ah, na-freeze talaga po. Is it my internet connection?
medyo try mo mag-data din. Try mo both of them para,
Okay. Hold on. Hmm. Let me check.
So while
How
Duan
let me change
because I
it.
really want to really know your the support you receive, but let's first go to both of you. Like, how was it?
How was it? The support, it's very like overwhelming sa first process pa lang, and then sa pagpunta namin dito, like at first, so wala mang kaming car when we like arrive here. So wala ding carpool kasi nandito kami sa NC, para siyang ano ma'am, parang hindi siya syudad, rural area. So walang trains, walang mga taxi, walang ganyan. So what we did, we can learn from this experience as well, na it's important that we always communicate our needs, our concerns to the management, to our employer. So we communicated with them. We have this concern. We don't have like transportation. We needed their support. So ang binigay nila is they provided us with the car, and the bus driver, siya yung naghatid sundo sa amin hanggang makakuha kami ng car. Ganon.
Wow.
So, yun yung nangyari po. And then, with regards po sa like to comply all the things that we needed to like comply, like SSN and all those things, yeah, ano lang, easy lang yung mag-ask ng permission from them. They would like, oh, you can go, you do it. Parang ganon. So, napaka-swerte lang po namin na punta kami sa ganitong employer na parang ang support talaga is all out. Ganon. So, and also the Filipino community po, Ma'am Alisa, very big thing sa journey po namin dito. Kasi when we arrived here, ang Filipino community na ano siya, citizens, most especially mga Pinoys na citizens na dito, sila talaga yung tumulong. Napaka-strong ng bond ng Filipino community dito sa North Carolina.
I guess one thing siguro na pwede kong i-add para dun sa mga pupunta dito or nag-a-apply pa for, for a position in here. Once you land an opportunity and they offer you a job, I guess you have to put in a mindset that they're going to support you all the way. I don't know, pero I think may trend naman siya dun sa mga Facebook groups na yung mga admin from the States are really very supportive of the teachers that they hire. I hope that's the case 100% for all, and I feel sorry kung hindi man. But I think do not be afraid to communicate yung concerns nyo kasi I think meron tayong mga Filipino na ugali minsan na parang nahiya tayong humingi ng tulong kasi parang feeling natin it's too much. Kumbaga parang, halimbawa, as simple as, yun nga, yung car or transportation, we can request for that. We also came to a point where nung naghanap kami ng housing, nagpatulong kasi kami sa mga Filipino community dito. May nakilala kami who's hired the only Filipino teacher na meron sila yung school namin. So ngayon, 4 na kami kasi meron silang Filipino teacher in the LM. So she was the one who was looking for housing for us. Nagka-problem kami kasi we're on a tight budget in terms of down payments kasi kailangan mo mag-down. From our end na yun eh. So again, what we did, she did most of the job kasi medyo siya yung mas malakas ang loob, mas makapal ang mukha. Actually, siya yung nagko-communicate with our school na we need transpo because we can't go to the school kasi wala pa kaming car, wala pa kaming SSN. Hindi kami makakuha ng kotse dahil wala pa kaming SSN. Tapos the second one was, we already found the house, pero wala kaming pang down payment kasi ito lang yung budget na meron kami. So, the school was so supportive in a sense that hindi siya bigay, don't get us wrong. It's a loan also, but what's good with it is that it's a no-interest loan. So, we get to pay it at a time na kaya na naming bayaran. It's only just a matter of an agreement between us and the school kung ano yung support na kailangan namin to transition. Because not all school would offer a transition pay or relocation fees, right? Yung sa amin walang ganon. Pero we were lucky that when we asked for it, binigyan kami ng assistance. So in terms of all relocation expenses, hindi kami masyado nahirapan. Nahirapan kami nung una kasi hindi namin hinihingi yung tulong nila. Pero when we came to ask for help, they were willing to give us that help. So I think that's what's good with our admin so far. Even with the list of things, they're really very supportive with that one.
Even when we were still in the Philippines, we already communicated about, can you loan us money so that we could start a life in there? So parang inano talaga namin na before kami maka-arrive sa US, parang
settle na lahat.
Settle na kami. So it's a good thing then na meron tayong bonus, supposedly bibigay ang month after sign-in bonus. Sabi namin na, can we do cash advance? Something like that. And they gave in.
They gave it to us in advance so that we can have or use it for relocation purposes.
Kapalan talaga ng mukha
That
dito,
is
ma'am.
nice.
Yun talaga.
Yeah, that's just really true, no? That's what I always tell them, don't worry about it because iba ang mga US admins. Very supportive sila and you just need to communicate your needs. That is really true. So, okay, now I think Duan is already okay. So how was your transition from Philippines to US?
I'm so blessed with my school po, Miss Alyssa, because when I'm traveling by plane, no, they really got my yung plane number ko. They track my flight. Kung okay ba ako. They always call me where are you? Are you safe? They're very accommodating and supportive. Yung makikita mo talaga yung school na para sa'yo, yun. So, yung mga rejections na nakuha ko previous months, sabi ko talaga, Lord, this is the right school. Kasi napaka-caring and they really love and value your work. So, yun po. Yung nag-layover kasi ako sa Japan, na-delay ako, ma'am. So, my school principal, yun, na-worry siya sa akin. So, he called me, am I safe? So, yun, IAG ang nag-connect sa akin, okay ka ba? So, pwede reschedule yung flight mo. So, si IAG ang sumagot, ma'am. Then, pagdating ko dito sa Colorado, they fetch me, they get, parang silang, parang mga chaperon ko sila, ma'am. Then, parang may pa-welcome pa. Yun, kinuha nila yung mga gamit namin. Kasi may kasama akong Pinay din from Bohol. So, yun, kinuha kami sa airport, pinunta kami, like, free transportation talaga for 2 weeks. Like, papunta sa school, pabalik sa bahay, they really secure kung okay ba, safe ba yung bahay, malayo ba. Even like, pagkuha ng SSN, they really guide us along the way. So when it comes to the admin and the school po, the school admin and the deans are very welcoming. They really support us all the way. Yes, tama po yung sinabi ni Sir. Kasi yung American people po, they knew na alam mo na yung responsibilities mo as a teacher. You know your teacher,
Yes.
your job description. Yun. So they are expecting that. You know what, Miss Alisa? My first day in school, like, as in culture shock ako kasi iba pala, yung mga bata pala yung lilipat sa mga rooms.
Yeah.
Yun. So, during the first day, I just observed po, Miss Alisa. Yun, sabi ng mga kasamahan ko, yung mga American people, gusto nila na palagi kang nagtatanong because they can really see that you are learning. You want to like know the rules in our school. So yun, palagi ako nagtatanong, Miss Alisa. Hindi ako nahihiya magtanong sa kanila. Like, anong gagawin? Like, pag may mga ganito, mga meeting. So, yun, dapat hindi mahiya sa mga admin kasi they are there. Like, one call away mo, they will go to your class and support you. Yun lang po. Yun lang po masasabi ko po, Miss
All
Alisa.
right. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for all of those sharing. Now, I'm sure meron ding mga challenges, no? Hindi naman always positive. May mga negative din or hindi, not really negative, but maybe challenges you experience or bumps in the road. What was can you cite an experience sa classroom na parang ang hirap pala nito, and then how did you respond to it?
I won't sugarcoat it. It's hard. It's definitely hard. Hard would even come as an understatement. Kasi it's not only a struggle of culture shock, it's also a struggle of homesickness. It's a struggle of um yung culture ng school kung nasan ka. Iba kasi yung American culture, iba pa yung culture mismo ng school. The school that hired us kasi, Miss Elisa, belongs to the top 5% of performing schools in North Carolina. So it's one of the top charter schools in NC, in whole NC. So they have a specific culture on how they run their classes. They have a specific culture of discipline. So, yung pag imbibe pa lang nung culture na yon, medyo struggle na siya talaga. Bawat isa sa aming tatlo, umiyak na kami with our coaches. And that crying was not was not a beautiful crying. It's an ugly crying because it's all sweat, tears talaga. Wala pa namang blood so far. So talagang sweat and tears talaga of, getting into that culture of the school. Pero kasi alam naman namin yung purpose kung ba't may ganong culture eh. There's a system in place, so we know what we are actually jumping into. Second is the American culture kasi sobrang totally different from how we are used as Filipinos. Medyo I'm losing a little bit of that warmth na meron tayo. So siguro yung warmth towards other people. Wala yun masyado. And then finally, ako kasi yung pinaka-struggle ko is yung demographic kasi namin is mostly um, I think around 60% or 70% are African American, Black people. I'm not saying that it's not good, but then it's totally different from Filipino students. So you have to go with that culture as well. Plus, sama mo pa din yung kapag single ka, yung family mo kasi talaga is, ang immediate family mo would be your parents, your siblings, di ba? So, hindi kagaya, sabi ko nga kay Jovi parang mas maraming nagtatagal na yung pag-married ka, tapos bit-bit mo yung pamilya mo dito kasama yung mga anak mo. I
Yeah.
think it's easier for you. I'm not saying na i-downplay natin yung homesickness nila, pero parang mas madali for them kasi magkakasama na sila. Not like with single kasi yung parents mo nasa Pilipinas, tapos yung kapatid mo nandoon, yung friends mo, 'di ba? Usually pag single ka naman, you live with or you practically go with your friends. Yun yung pinakamahirap na part for me, yung homesickness talaga. Kasi ngayon, honestly, magko-cross sa mind mo yung uwi na lang kaya ako. Kasi parang ang hirap, parang gusto ko na umuwi na lang. Kasi parang hindi ko naman gusto dito, biglang papasok sa isip mo yung mga ganun. But we are always told to go back to our whys, why we are here,
Yes.
and try to enjoy a little bit more and see what's gonna happen in the next few months. So I think it's too early to tell naman. Parang we're still living until the first year, tas mag-assess ka siguro after. So hindi ko i-sugarcoat. It's a difficult journey. Kapag nandito ka na, you will never know what you're getting into once you're here.
It's like shocking. Like that was my
Maganda.
first reaction. It's
Yes.
shocking. So just like what Louis mentioned, we are dealing with the American culture in general, and at the same time, the culture of our school. In our school, the good thing about our school is that we can shout at our kids.
Oh.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do
Yes.
that. A lot of teachers, the local teachers are doing that. Although sa amin, hindi pa namin yan nagagawa kasi we are not yet like
Yeah.
hindi pa kami comfortable na ganun. Oo, yeah.
Kailangan
Then,
pa mag-workshop, no? Yung
yes po.
English na
And
angry tone.
yes, and yung mga bata, sa amin talaga, you always have to do positive narrations, which is like, for me, a bit challenging because of the economy of words. Tayo mga Pinoy, we are ano 'di ba, to when we say things, we do it in such a way na parang madetalyado. Sa kanila, parang instead of saying column 1, you put your backpack and you hang your backpack and go to the bathroom. But for them, column 1, bathroom, backpack. Yun lang. So parang, di ba? Di ba pag tayo Pinoy, ano talaga, detailed. Yun yung pinaka-challenging for me is the economy of words. Di ba? Parang napi-pressure ka sa sa mga local teachers. Parang,
Use of
gusto kong
language.
ganun ako to
It
the point
it
na
will
hindi mo
happen.
malaman. Hindi mo na
Yes.
malaman, ano bang English nito? So,
Yes.
kami pa nag-usap, parang nabobobo na kami sa
May mga
English kasi
expression yan
iba
sila na parang 'di ba sila lang yung nakakaintindi and then you will learn to adapt in life, 'di ba? So you need to be in your most uncomfortable situation for you to grow in your limitless potentials. So how about Duan? How was your experience as a social studies teacher? So madali ba?
I'll just laugh, Miss Alisa, because my subject in social studies all about American history. You know what? It's not our history. So I always study their history. So like the students actually they ask me, why are you teaching our history? Even you are not an American. So that's a challenge, you know. So I presented, oh, that's my major. I know your history. That's my degree. I study your history. It doesn't mean that I am Filipino. I cannot teach your subject or your history. So yun, isa sa challenge yun, Miss Alisa, yung subject na tinuturo ko. To be honest, because like in the US, akala ko before, there is an alignment of your major pala dito, but it's not. It will depend pala sa school. In our school kasi, we're short of teachers. Sa school namin, kulang pa nga kami ng science at saka math. Kaya ako nagtuturo ng physics. Kahit
Oh.
hindi ako physics major po. So, yun, the problems that I have encountered is my subject matter po. I need to study every day. Kasi napaka ineffective naman kung ituturo mo hindi mo alam yung subject matter mo, di ba?
Yes.
Yan yung challenge ko po, Miss Alyssa. The second one, the challenge that I have experienced is yung sa coaching, parang nasa-stress out ako at nabe-burnout ako sa coaching. Kasi I understand it's because I'm a newbie. It's my 1 month here in the Colorado. But dalawa kasi yung coach ko, Miss Alisa. Like in a week, there are 2 coaches who will visit my class 4 times a week. They will
Wow.
observe my class. Yes, and it's a challenge po. Draining siya sa part ko. No sugarcoating po ha. I'm not scaring those teachers. But for you to be prepared, kasi baka hindi align yung ituturo mo sa major mo. So, yung dalawang coaches po ang nagmi-meet sa akin. So, actually, I cried. Kasi sinabihan ko sila, it's like burning, like, napaka-tiring. That's, I told my coach, I want to resign because in our country, I did not do this. I just teach my major. Then we will have our observation. If you are a newbie, like it will happen once a month or once like for quarterly. But dito sa US, Ma'am Alyssa, it will take you 4 times a week. They will observe your class. But in the end, I realized that they told me, no, we will not judge you. We're not here to critic your performance.
Yes.
We're here to support you. So
Yeah.
yun, nabago yung mindset. Oh, okay. So you're not here to judge me. Good thing kasi yung coaches ko sa 2 subjects are mga J1 teacher din before. So they can really relate to my experience po. Yun lang. I'm not I'm not used to yelling sa mga students when I was still in the Philippines. But my coach has told me, you need to yell because you're like, mahina kasi yung boses ko, Ma'am Alisa. So, kailangan mo i-practice, you need to yell, you need to be firm, you need to show to them that you are angry. Kasi palangiti kasi ako, Miss Alisa, sa class. Then yung mga student ko, palagi nagsasabi, oh, this is the your best teacher because we cannot see her like angry every day.
Yes.
Yung parang, iba ba ako? Tapos sabi yung mga bata, how about in your country? Hindi ba kayo nagagalit sa mga bata? And I told them, we experienced that one, but we don't yell. We have
Yeah.
our discipline and our students listen to us. Yun yung mga, isa sa mga na-experience ko. The third one is the curriculum. As a teacher, you need to align your objectives. Kasi yung sa district namin, I don't know with the other district, dapat align. Kasi meron kaming tinatawag na WAG. We don't have lesson planning here, but you need to prepare your WAG or your PowerPoint presentation for a week. So, check yan ng mga coaches in the district office, yung mga personnel, kung yung mga subject na yung lesson na tinuturo is aligned ba sa curriculum standards. The fourth problem that I have experienced is the language barrier po. Because in our state, most of our students are Hispanic. They are not good at English. You need to do bilingual.
Oh.
Alam mo ba, Miss Alyssa, when I arrived here, I tried to study Spanish. Even if in our country we know little Spanish, but you need to study Spanish language. Language barrier. And so far, about the parents, like building good rapport to the parents because I did not meet them yet. So that's a challenge for me. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for being so honest, no? And parang nakarelate talaga ako sa feeling mo yung ino-observe kasi yung first year ko, I was a mess din kasi nga, yun na nga, galing ka sa Philippines, you thought not okay ka na kasi 6 years ako doon. And then pagdating mo, parang you need to learn everything. Paano ba yun? May center station sila, may differentiation sila, iba yung the way they handle the class talaga iba. Kasi sa atin is direct lang, like the students are looking at us and then parang ganun. But here, sa US kasi, they really want them to collaborate. They want an engaged class. Dapat student-centered siya. And nakaka-relate ako dyan kasi feeling ko basta may pupunta sa classroom ko like, am I being judged? Kasi yun ang mindset natin sa Pilipinas eh. 'Di ba na may pupunta parang may mali ka or you need to improve yourself, mga ganun. But please, sakto yung realization mo, hindi ganun dyan. And you will be very thankful na may ganun na support yun, kaysa wala. Kasi how will you know if you need to improve your strategies, your management. And remember, this is your first year, this is your learning year. So whatever happens this first year, kahit marami kang pagkakamali, may mga kahit yung sometimes ba yung remark mo sa observation is parang low, below average, that's okay. Alright, sa US, hindi naman yan basihan na hindi ka ma-renew. It's really more on your work ethics. If makita nila na you're willing to learn, hindi pwede na nag-observe sila, then they give suggestion and hindi mo ifa-follow kasi feeling mo you know better than them or you already know what to do. So you need to really be flexible. Yun lang talaga. Yun ang nagiging problema ng ibang teacher kasi nga they tend to know parang their tanks are full na ba? And then they don't want to learn new things. Parang mahirap na mag-adjust. Pero this is your time to relearn. If you need to empty your tank and fill it in, because that's what I did. I did not think na, I did not think negatively sa mga remarks nila kahit pa sabihin na you need to improve your classroom management. You need to improve this and that. For my last question, what can you advise to the teachers that are still waiting for an opportunity then? I know you already shared na you experience rejections and instead of being down, it really pushed you to, to continue. So what are your advice? Or tips na lang siguro paano maging successful sa application? All right, so who wants to start?
I would say patience, patience in waiting, and patience in sending applications. In my case, I think 10 applications or 20 every night kasi DepEd pa ako noon. Pagka-uwi, noon, mag-send na. Yeah, the patience, it would really like go a long way.
Siguro kasi I see a lot of groups already assisting a lot of Filipinos, going to the US. Like assisting them in terms of like links, tapos post job postings. Siguro one advice I can give is really to be very assertive in terms of like your will to go to the US. Kasi I think it all boils down to the fact that if you exert your effort to finding out about things, um, all will fall into place. Ang dami ko pa rin kasi talaga nakikita na nagko-comments na how to apply, tapos saan po mag-email, pero
Yung mga
pero naka-post naman na doon kung saan
Yes.
dapat. I think,
Yes.
kung assertive ka, tas proactive ka with, your application, you'll land an opportunity na talagang gusto mo. Kasi hindi siya dadating sa'yo. You will have to look for it. It's one of the things that I learned kasi I was unemployed for a year. So, isang taon akong walang trabaho. I started searching for jobs in the US, but my only goal was really to go to the US. That was the dream that has been in the back of my mind for 16 years. Kasi 16 years na ako nagtuturo bago ako nag-resign. I only had one job. So, inassert ko lang yung sarili ko na talagang focus ako sa goal to go to the US and finding out about what I need to do, yung application, yun nga yung sabi ko, hananap ko talaga yung mga designated visa sponsors na mga schools and districts, tapos nagpunta ako sa bawat website, inisa-isa ko lahat yan, nag-attend ako ng iba't ibang seminars about J1, about H1b, nakinig ako ng webinars, you have to assert it and it will come to you. Plus, aside from that, as cliche as it may sound, prayers work a lot. Kasi kung hindi mo ipagdadasal yun, wala din naman pupuntahan. I think it has to be accompanied with the will of the Lord. Sometimes it's not a yes, it's not also a no, but it could just be the Lord saying, just wait, and your time will come. It might not be for a year, it might come, yung iba nga 3-4 na taon pa yata nag-iintay para makaland ang
Yes.
opportunity. Pero I think kung para sa'yo talaga. And always just think about what the circumstances are teaching you at the moment. Pero finally, Miss Elisa, just to stamp that one, wag din nating i-expect that once we land an opportunity, it's all going to be beautiful days after that.
Not all about
There's a
better
lot of
process.
hard work that's going to come along as you go here. And most of those hard work would also result to you crying, yung mental health mo, lahat yun. You have to take care of yourself as well kasi you're far away from your family. So, yun. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, Tuan.
Um, yung advice ko lang po na may bibigay sa mga teachers na gusto mag-apply dito sa US, always remember your goal, why you want to teach here. So don't like be discouraged when you receive many rejections. Learn from my experience po, like learn from your rejections as well because that rejection I learned this that each rejection will give you the opportunity to learn. So like you can learn something from it. Learn from your rejections. Always set your goal. Why you want to teach here in the US? Why do you want to apply? Stay committed to your goal. Don't be discouraged, even if it will take you like years or months for you to apply or land a job here. And yeah, you need to search, research. Attend webinars. Join some free FB groups, many resources, maraming mga resources na pwede nyo ma-learn how to apply as J1 teacher or to how to get the H1b visa po. And ano pa, you can ask your friends also who are here in the US so that they can help you how to like to land a job also in the US po. And another one is if the Lord, like if you ask God's help when you start applying, God will really lead you to the right path. And remember that yung sa akin kasi, I always pray this one, Miss Alyssa, because I don't see myself in DepEd retiring at the age of 60 years old. Because I knew that like meron pa akong gustong ma-achieve sa life and I'm still young and I can see myself retiring in DepEd po. Yun, my desire talaga is to travel abroad, to learn cultures po. Yun. And God really granted my desires because I always prayed for it. Like what you know what, Miss Alyssa, in my phone I set a wallpaper of the US map and I pray to the Lord, Lord, one of these states please give me a job offer, and he really did that. And you know what, Colorado is not one of my top list. Colorado is out of my list when I applied to the US because when I started applying the US, yung tatlo na state na gusto kong applyan, Arizona, Texas, and California. But Colorado is not there. But God gave me this opportunity and I'm so blessed. So yun lang, don't be discouraged. Continue applying because there are many schools here. Maraming mga job positions na hiring po. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Salamat talaga sobra for sharing your time with me and sharing your experiences. I'm sure that our viewers learned a lot and I hope to see you in my next video. Please message me if you have any questions about direct hiring. I help a lot of teachers come to the US to direct hiring. So thank you and have a good day.